third and final map. North managed to hold that ground on Train, and we move on to Mirage now. A map everyone plays. It's a common decider. Not usually the third map, I would say. It's usually Inferno that takes that mantle, but we have got Mirage to close things out, and I think VP have got a fighting chance. We've already seen their performances on Mirage throughout the week. It looked pretty strong, and I think this will go the full distance again. Maybe some more overtime is on the cards, but they do have a couple of players missing in action right now, and that was a main problem for you, James.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro were a bit handicapped in terms of the fragging on that particular map, but players like Mihu have been good on Virtus.Pro on the CT side. As I mentioned on the previous map, actually, he is one to watch.
Yeah.
He will create space with a forward smoke grenade, which he can look over. So he's got some funky tricks. I'm sure the players will be used to it, but it's still difficult to deal with.
Dan, on Mirage, we know Snatchy likes to be mobile and nimble, perhaps, with the AWP. You've cast a lot of his Mirage games. That's something he's very good at on this particular map. Have you been impressed by Cadian? Do you feel like he'll be able to step up? I think Cadian's been a little bit absent for them. Snatchy's looking hot.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because kind of carrying over the mantle a bit from when we would see like Pasha be that T-side AWP, because a lot of teams, they don't necessarily run T-side AWPs that much.
Yeah.
But except maybe like an Oscar from the previous mouse wars and stuff, but very quickly, Snatchy is someone that can do it very effectively. So that's something that should be a highlight for us to watch out for as
here we
go
go
into the pistol.
Yeah, the execution straight away. 2 smokes, very standard. One towards steps, one at jungle, and try and plant the bomb. He doesn't get more default than this really on a pistol round. As Snatchy gets flashed off, surely taken down here. Is it enough to bait in Toa? Apparently not. Kiabi with the flashbang assist there from Cadian will get 2 kills as Snacks will fight back. He's holding towards CT spawn, preempting this push towards his position. HE doesn't do too much damage as he flashes over. The last chance here for VP to find a couple of kills. The flashbang's decent, and now they actually have a 3-on-3 situation as kills keep coming back in. 2-on-2 now with a kid available.
They could actually drop a smoke on the bomb on this scenario. It would be hard to find a kill with that pistol. They're going to go for a double peek. The smoke is still there though. Drop the smoke, running out of time. There's the last headshot. There's the pistol round for Virtus.Pro.
Savage pursuit from Mihu there. He uses +4s all the way.
Yeah.
Was it he who also shot Snacks in the back of the head? He was just throwing at the mouth for the kills there.
There's plenty of damage being done, but you're right. The CT headshot didn't help things out too much. That was a 5 versus 3 as well. They come in, retaking with a great flashbang from Snacks. At that point, they can work together, hit absolutely everything. Snacks has been a beast, and there's the headshot from EU, which didn't slow them down. They had the smoke, the defuse comes in, and the force buy in the second again from North. They've got 2 AKs, the Scout, and Deagles as Toa looks to take his Famas towards the top of middle here. No one there to receive just yet. Cadian with the Scout all the way back in the B apartments, looking for that aggression as the smoke is deployed. Not quite deep enough. That's pretty useless, to be honest. The T's can have full vision, as you can see. Cadian more than happy to wait for that one. So smoke doesn't do a whole lot with the CTs there, but they will fall back.
It's biding their time. Virtus.Pro don't have to do anything special. They have the advantage on the weaponry. It's a nice position in shadow for Bialy with the MP9. There is only one solitary Molotov in the hands of AZ. And AZ is the man to Molotov that position, as he is in Palace. Okay, looking for contact, looking for that one-shot kill with the AK-47. This is a really nice way to do things. Don't announce your presence. It's kind of scary, though, being the entry fragger here, and Diggs coming in from the MP9, but Gate gets traded out. I'm not sure who this favors, but now they have to go for the push, and it looks like it's not looking too bad initially for VP, but North swinging it around, going for the plant.
Escalating quickly. Mihu can't pick the planter because he's being baited by the guy in Palace, but the planter's taken down after the fact, and now Mihu's got 1 HP, thinking better of it. Where is Kiabi off to? Moving to the connector position. Not sure if they realized that they rang Mihu's bell, but they will play just in case. Mihu quietly moving away, and North win their bye on the second round. Very aggressive stuff. Narrow margins on the A bomb site, but this time they favor the Danes. Nice upgrade to the AK-47, and early issues for Virtus.Pro, losing the war of attrition in round number 2. That'll put their money in the bin. So let's see what they choose to do in this round.
Absolutely. North force buy in the second, finding great success. Mihu saves the M4. Do they want to answer back in kind with a force buy of themselves. We'll see. Mihu waiting for the decision to be made. The Nova's coming out. Remember, adjusted prices on the shotgun. Does that affect the Nova as well? I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
So that's still, that was always about 1,200, right? So I guess that was always
Yeah.
fine. It's just the sword off and the Mag 7, I think, that are affected.
Yeah, the improved distance on the sword off is interesting. Longer barrel means more accurate shot over a longer distance, which is why the Nova is nice if you've got the aim for it. Aim for the neck, I would say. Because there still is some spread. Gate over the smoke. So you just saw the forward smoke grenade from Mihu. That's the classic Mihu smoke you'll like to drop on short. With that smoke, you can jump on the pillar behind it, look over towards top mid, or use it as cover to look under the window. Where you just saw that HE being thrown, he'll throw a pop flash and bounce it off the wall after that smoke grenade. In an ideal world. This world is not ideal for the time being, though.
Well, they do have an M4 and AK-47 right now. That's not too bad. Position on the boxing connector. Ooh, not a bad defense. Gotta be careful with the trade frag. You surely heard the footsteps. Still pulling out Nace. Can't quite decide what he wants to do.
What was that?
I think he was so worried about being peeked from window. And, well, there's another gun collected. Is he going to try going for this? Snatchy drops into the bomb site, and they will, in fact, throw all their weapons away. Unfortunate in the end, because they will have to go for a save. And those weapons could have been put to good use this round, but never mind.
Can't afford that level of indecision in a professional game. So, that maybe it was communication, but I don't know. Gun flash, def. Not ideal. A round for North to take some momentum. Support flashbang from Kiabi, while Gade has a look. Protected from that flash by the structure he's standing inside, of course. Spots two players crossing towards connector, so North have a passive position top mid, just in case of a push, and there is a push coming. In fact, from all 5 players, looking for a 2-man spray, not only getting the one. Transfer will get there a little bit, and they'll clean out the rest of the round. 2 players taken out. That's pretty good for Virtus.Pro, all things considered. More than you could expect in rounds such as this, on a map such as this.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but Kiabi with the controlled spray. Okay, 3 managed to close the round out, but still 2 players going down is significant. Doesn't allow that money to swell out of control with the reinvestment. As we'll see the Krieg for AZ. Snatchy on his infamous AWP. 1 kill to his name, and this sort of round is expected. You know they've got a lack of utility here. They're not necessarily fully equipped, and you can run through towards a bomb site without any flames being down. HE's deployed. That's going to do a ton of damage. It's going to be Gade to pick up the first kill and the second as well. Clinical stuff so far from North, as Snatchy does arrive on the scene with the AWP. Molotov's being deployed. They're actually making a fighting case here. Mihu, aggressive, combative towards the A site as he finds the bomb as well, and that's going to be crisis averted. Just Kiabi remaining in a 3 versus 1 after they get the first 2 picks as well. It was looking so good for them, and he'll have to clutch out of his mind here. He's got any chance. Great start though. Gets a headshot towards Snatchy. 2 more to find, and Mihu currently posted behind the bomb site, and it's not going to last for long as North trying to dictate the pace of the game. Great start, but somehow they get back into it. A Molotov earlier on, as they were committed at this stage, and the Molotov was towards jungle, they would have been in a great spot. But they committed, went past, and all that point to Mihu that comes through and absolutely wrecks him there. A grenade kill and 2 follow-up rifle frags. Not bad.
Yeah, that was a really nice save. It's very difficult in those spots, but VP make it count, and they still have to be up against a buy of North. AZ, the only one sacrificed. And let's see what Snacks can do. He must surely hear them running up Cat there. The boost comes in. This could be on point. He'll spot a few pixels there, but somehow Snatchy's actually peeking way beyond the angle held there, and that's going to be a problem. Snacks perhaps didn't have the right info for his team, I'm not sure, but still advantage there to VP as Bialy feels the pressure, gets some support from Stairs, which works out nicely, and looking to finish things off with the MP9. Not quite. Still a chance here for North, although the bomb is in a very precarious position, and I do believe the CTs are well aware.
So they do focus towards A once again, knowing they killed 3 players there before. It's the A players that will be lacking in funds, perhaps, so they're trying to punish that fact. Doesn't work out for them, though, as Snacks and Mihu holds strong. This is looking good. The nice push towards middle should find at least 1, but no. Snacks only does minimal damage towards AZ, and they're paying the price now. This is way too committed in the situation they had, and it's actually left them in a 2 versus 1. Toa could flash over middle and peek up towards shore, but he's actually got a better idea. He'll get a free kill here. Can he follow it up? He absolutely can. Really nice control of the M4A4 there to close things out. It's going to be 3-3 on a round where it looked like they threw it all away. And we'll be north now with $1,900, and it's 3-3. Do they want to buy up into this? Maybe, considering they know the money's so low for VP. And indeed they will. North will bring 2 UMPs, Tech 9s, P250s as well. And more importantly, the smokes. You want to be doing an execution-based play towards B, smoke both pillars, maybe the window as well. Flash over and see if you can break through. You do not want to rush this with all this utility. You want to set up the smokes, exactly what they're doing right now. Beat the flames. That's Kiabi who's going to be there with the flashbang once his teammates are ready to commit. Toa knows it. He'll fall back and call for the backup here.
Well, there's a big push into the B bomb site, but can they get any frags out of it? Mihu baiting, the one and only, getting 1 kill, traded. We've got Cadian getting taken out. He was in the red already, gets blown up, exploded. AZ taking damage from the Molotov. Ooh, Mihu close range, doesn't work out for him. 2 versus 3. Still, things can be done here for North. We've got Snatchy through the door with an angle. Does he have the advantage? Is he fast enough? The flash goes behind him, but he still gets killed by Valde. 2 versus 3. Valde doing the best he can, but not quite. Funny there was a flash assist. That was definitely miles behind him. That flashbang.
That was north of the B execution play off the bats. 5 players committed with the smokes, and they're committing as the smokes are flying in. So they're hoping to catch Virtus.Pro with grenades in their hands, for example. Doesn't really work out in that fashion. It's a nice idea, but unable to find the initial frag. And then no bomb was planted. The force buy yields almost nothing for them, and they'll be full eco here. 4-3, likely to be 5. And they'll go for an A play here. Smoking steps in jungle, I'd imagine. Flash over, see what can be done. They might actually smoke on the bomb side instead, you know, just to see if they can plant within the smoke, but it looks very standard at this point. Smokes in their usual positions. 1 towards spawn as well, for good measure, but no smoke on the side to try and steal a plant away.
Through the smoke. There'll be 1 kill. Where is AZ? Creeping through the connector position. 1 kill would be 5k damage. If he could find a Bialy, that would be great. Bialy by triple. There he is. There he goes. Perfect. Low enough to take 1 headshot and die. That's exactly the person he needed to find in that scenario. So he got the most out of that we could really reasonably expect. 5 rounds for Virtus.Pro, 4 in a row after winning the pistol. Seems they have stabilized, but how far can they take it in this first half? 4 AKs and a Krieg coming out for AZ. A rare occurrence, a cameo appearance. People maybe not fond of the spray versus the AK. But it will be used in this particular round. Smoke deployed by Monsieur AZ, and he'll make his way towards A. 2 players towards A. Likely means a split towards A is intended for now. Valde will be in B apps though, as will Snatchy, maybe holding a pixel angle. Indeed, there it is. Plays in the no will jump or hop past that position somehow, as walking may lead to certain death. But sometimes it's a clean shot, sometimes it registers as a wallbang, so you never know.
Oh, maybe we'll find out. It's Valde on the other side. Big round here. North haven't posted much in a few. Holding in T-spawn, that's where the bomb will be exchanged. Cadian smokes towards the top and middle. And they'll make their way towards a B split potentially, yeah, we will see. This will grant them basic control, allow them to get close to connector, flashbang to push back any CTs waiting with the rifles. Flashing towards connector as well as they pre-fire the corners. And now it's up to North to try and make their way up towards shore. Without smoke, you can see Snack still has vision. They need to follow that up a little bit more. Not going to happen. First kill comes in. Trade and flashbang potential here, but there it is. There's the kill. 4 versus 4.
Charging through connector up the stairs, so Bialy waits by tickets, and it's often a hard position if it's handled well by the T's. And you can see that they've got the right nades there in place. But Snatchy, they are not covered from Catwalk, and that's a huge problem because that's the bomb down in the open. The smokes are gone now. No more smokes to cover. So problems to be had here, but frags being found regardless. Another open plant to be abused, but now down to Toa as he is 1 versus 2. And they don't have the time. That is ridiculous. Oh, wow. Not a bad look for VP in the end there. North are going to be absolutely gutted with that one.
Yeah, they had the advantage. They had it all going for them. Had they gone for a safer plant, could have been their round. But Snatchy steals it away, denies the plant completely. And yes, they did completely forget about the prospect of an AWP towards short. He nails it. He was holding the B apartments. We did say he moves around pretty much every single round. 6-3, Virtus.Pro. Looking like they could make their way towards the semi-finals here. North now enough to buy, but you can see Cadian and Gade enough for AK armor or UMP and utility. That's what he's opted for. Gade goes for the firepower instead. He's one of the key riflers. So it makes sense. See if this is be enough to whittle down the defense. Losing 5 in a row. Virtus.Pro at this point though, this is the round where I'm calling for aggression. When you know you've got them on the ropes, their loss bonus is there, they've just about got to buy. You want to start throwing a spanner in the works and shut down whatever they have in mind. We'll see what Virtus.Pro decide to do. Flashbang towards middle, smoke down as well. He's looking for anyone pushing through. 2 players towards the underpass for North as they get ready for what looks like an A approach. Gade nails the first shot. That's Snatchy with the AWP towards underpass. Nothing found. And Mihu now trying to reclaim territory.
Yeah,
that's
important catwalk smoke to go up on the fence and to cover himself looking down underpass. Oh, he's going to go for the drop here. Oh my god, did they see? I think they saw that. Maybe they didn't? Because this looks like it's a completely unknown push. My god, Mihu's sandwiched now. How does he get himself out of this one? He's going to push in towards the B apartments, but that's not going to work out.
Up to shenanigans with some extra layers to what we normally see, Mihu. But all that, only good for 1 kill, and they're a man down. So there are issues for VP. Snacks has to try and pick the right timing, but it's probably going to be guesswork if he doesn't get a sound cue. 1 player in connector. North quietly move towards the B bomb site, although maybe they're making some steps now, and the one and only is close enough to hear that. He is susceptible to a flashbang. Snacks on the flank lower. Starting to move in. Surely he gets a kill out of this. Spots second player. He's got to get one of them at least. Where are you off to, Gade, sir? Maybe looking to flank the CTs before they get into position, but at least Cadian can do it. Oh, he's just about spotted Bialy. Can let the bench player know. The plant is taken out. The bench player will trade, though, leaving Snacks alone in a short position. Knows where one of the 2 players are. They're not aware of Cadian's flank and market, so that might be the trade that Snacks will never expect. Looking for where Cadian might be. All the possibilities, the timing though, past the window, neither player will see. Did he see Tepakiabi's gun? Don't think he did. Running out of time, running out of HP. 4 rounds on the board for North.
Absolutely. They've broken the streak.
And the money.
And the money. Virtus.Pro could just take the eco and have enough for a buy next round. Wouldn't be ideal, but there would be enough for somewhat of a buy. That's why they'll take the time out now and discuss their options. 3k on Mihu. Similar story for Snacks. Snatchy 2300. So if they eco this one, they get 1900 on top of what they currently have. 3 players would be well off. They'd have to take some compromises, maybe a shotgun or a deagle. So do they buy up now and try and answer back and send North packing? That's the question. Remember, the force buy not as significant now. The reset potential isn't as prevalent as it once before, because if North do lose this subsequent round, they'll still get $2,900 on top of that, and they might even get a plant. So it wouldn't be as much as a punish as it once was.
I almost want them to force just because they can't really get AWPs out or anything like that. They can't really have a proper buy, even if they go for this full save. It's a really awkward. Yeah. It's so awkward. You would just want an extra like few $100s in everyone. So it's just, that would be enough. But they're going to have to go for that horrible buy in the next rounds, and that's going to have to be it.
Well, if they get a couple of kills here, remember, each kill with the USP, $300. So every kill, it's worth its weight in gold right now.
Oh, well, that's the bomb. Not that it matters at the moment.
Jam.
5 versus 1. Good spot. Kiabi can back off, let the rest of the team do the job, and that is the kind of eco round you want if you're North.
Absolutely.
Clean, swift. On to the next one.
So
1 round behind now.
This is the nightmare we were talking about. Yes, there is enough to buy, but compromises will be made. You've either got 2 UMPs, or you're going in for mass. Bialy's opted for. So yeah, less than that, he'll have to go for the MP9. They're still okay with the Snacks AWP. He can play smartly without armor here, as Kiabi will recover an AK. They're sending 4 players towards A. They're probably got to be a little bit more active here and try and go for the first pick somewhere. They've left the turret of Snacks alone in B. The rest of them focusing the lesser weaponry towards that A bomb site. A lot of faith in Snacks here, as he does reposition towards the bench, not holding the window anymore. 4 players, now 5, outside the A bomb site. North can't actually sit around for a while. They don't know what flanks are coming in. They have to execute in the next 10 seconds. They do it right now. Kiabi to lead the charge. He's got lovely entry potential. We'll see what he can do with them.
Well, that hasn't quite worked out, has it? For Virtus.Pro. Absolutely decimated, deleted, thrown in a mincer, fingers first.
It's quite graphic. I like it though.
Snacks has made it doable. 1 versus 2 as the bomb gets planted, and it seems he may try to reposition. I can't imagine he's going for a save. As he... Oh no, that's a problem. Well, I guess he is going for a save.
It was such a good idea by VP to stack a site too. It's such a good idea. It's like the perfect way to do it, but they just didn't seem to understand the timing of that push. It was such a well-timed push. See, the 2 players in Shadow dying for absolute naught. Couldn't even delay or anything else like that. That really was everything. And now North are in a fantastic position. I mean, we need to see really another full save for Virtus.Pro with the AWP. I don't think there's any justification to force around it with the little money they have.
So what is going on there? Trying to hide in the smoke?
Yeah, they're probably thinking, you know, we've got 4 players on this bomb site. If we just have one shadow, like one showing on shadow, the other guy hides, then maybe that guy will go unchecked, can make the plays. Maybe that was it.
Timing was off there.
Yeah.
That was disastrous on the A bomb site, and now we have another Virtus.Pro classic AWP and not much more. This time on the CT side. So Snacks has to try and kill everybody. He has to try and create opportunities for teammates to swarm. Again, if the pistoling players just run to their doom, then they may not have enough players to win the round. So really, Snacks needs to be the can opener. And they've more or less stacked the B bomb site. Worst case scenario, if North go A, they can try and protect the AWP for the next buy round.
Going through
so
connector.
Dual purpose.
Sorry, I was going to say, go for connector is super smart on the T side as well, because it's kind of like Inferno and playing an anti-econ T side. You go through Arch into the A site, you don't go through this porch. Because that way, there's no position that you know you can't cover, and you can peek with basically your entire team as well. So it's a really smart way to do it, to just minimize potential problems.
Well, at this stage, Snacks is just trying to find rifles for his teammates to recover. He's taken one down towards CT. They've got their eyes on that. Snatchy certainly does, as he creeps towards it, knowing there's a chance the T's could be watching. He's using it as bait almost, though. Allowing it to be there for a second, hoping a team might run past. Not going to be the case, though. Recovers the weapon in time and falls back. So not the worst outcome in the world. Virtus.Pro enter with an AWP. They leave with an AK and the sniper. So they'll have a decent round going forward, but still, it's North that cleanly pick it up. No real problem there. They won't be hunting, as all 4 CTs wait and spawn, using the human shields to protect the weaponry. As we get into round 14. Money's certainly there now with the AK recovers. Bialy with the silenced M4, seeing that started to creep in a little bit more now. Valdi has the spawn. Now, will he be given the AWP to go for the first pick? Doesn't look like it. KD more than happy to go for his own decent spawn towards the A ramp. He'll be looking for players crossing over from CT side towards the wall. Actually looking to go a bit further than that. That's a cross on. That was a kill for me. I would have gone for that particular pick, but went for a really ambitious CT play.
Yeah, it's a gamble as to whether they're going to run across or not.
Yeah, that was worth it. I think the good spawn he had, definitely give that a go.
One hops past the window. Snacks moving in. He's got support from shorts. There's a smoke down on default. He'll use that as a wall. He's blind. Kiabi makes his way towards bench. Tagged but not fragged. And there he goes. Second opportunity. Now moving closer to the smoke. Repositioning Snacks. That smoke was a mistake, it seems, if it was thrown by North. Not sure if it was. Bomb's been dropped by the bench position. That's a glorious shot up close range in the face for extra damage. 448. Thank you. Goodbye. Cadian now 1 versus 3. That was a mistake. No flashes though to make it safer. Now 1 versus 2 with a minute on the clock. This could be doable for him. They're peeking 1 by 1. He doesn't know where the second player is. Tagged through the wall.
Oh, no.
Cadian, that doesn't help.
No, locked himself in for a while.
Now what? 37 seconds. Still doable, but as time continues to tick, the likelihood of a double peak increases. He throws his pistol away, and there goes the AWP as well.
There we have it. Virtus.Pro answering back after losing 4 rounds in a row. They'll take a double AWP setup into the next round. Snacks did great work there. Legs the first, follows it up. This shot is just disgusting, isn't it? Wow.
The thing though is that like we saw that what they did to Snacks was really powerful. Like he got flashed like 3 or 4 times, like full blind.
Yep.
Yet no one pushed. No one put, like it was so delayed the push onto his position.
The smoke on default
Yeah.
helped him a lot.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot.
Last round.
He knew it would be suicide to push through that, so it makes life much easier. It is the last round. 3 players in mid for Virtus.Pro. Some aggression. Not the usual stuff from them. But will they have position now for the B bomb side? The bomb's actually on A. Biali's good for 1, but he knows at least 1 more person's there. Snatchy with the AWP will cause problems once again. Mihu top mid. There is a player rotating as well. The Molotov might not come in time, or will it? It will. Now it's Kiabi versus 4 in the last round of the first half.
Absolutely right, James. Kiabi can do nothing with this. Virtus.Pro should be taking us to an 8-7 scoreline. Mihu getting a little bit too keen as he runs towards T-spawn and gives himself up. That's a slight opening now for Kiabi up against these AWPs. We'll see if this is enough for him to at least get the bomb down. Heading towards the B bomb site, it will be Snacks waiting for him. Should be able to hit the shot, no problem, but the flashbang will complicate things. Flash coming in now, just working out which one he wants to throw. Well, he'd have to throw something, I'm afraid, because you've been taken down to 13 HP. That flash won't help him out too much now. Molotov and Snacks finishes things off. An exciting half. We knew it would be close, but it's split right down the middle. Once again, it is going to be 8-7 in favor of Virtus.Pro in our 3rd and final map. Who will be taking themselves towards the semi-finals? Well, you'll have to find out after this break. We'll see you there.
Yo, man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. But still no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. But still no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at my head though. Fuck sexual innuendos. At the door like I'm coming for the rent. No, man's not running like I've got no legs. No, me, I'll bring it to your first. Not a coroner, but I'll bring it to your hearse. Man, I'm on full. Man, I put you in the dirt. Man, plotting on the best and I bring it to your worst. Always had a comeback, no banter. I'm known as a serial ranter. Means I don't hold back, nothing, put hands up. My emotions might lead me to snap up, wrap up, something, no gift, not Santa. Do you know where you're from? Don't matter. Anyone can be food, no platter. Have you wet man, let the thing splatter. Try no man, don't play that, don't play that. Been like that since way back, since way back. Man, roll around and spray that, and spray that. Man, miss you, let's spray that, let's spray that. Yo, man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. But still no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. But still no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though.
And we're back. We are back. Henry's not back. Oh, he's almost back. Let's see whether or not Virtus.Pro.
Never mind the magic of television, Dan.
On the
Just expose all the secrets.
I'm sorry. Let's see what secrets will be exposed in this game, though,
Bloody
James,
hell.
because Both of these teams need this. This is the third and final map between these two to see who will advance in the brackets. And it is indeed split down the middle. Cadian starting things off very nicely with that USP. My God. Oh my God, it's a massacre.
A noble attempt at a B split from Virtus.Pro, but Snax has lots to do. 1 versus 3 at this point after getting that kill. Can't find the headshot though on Gade, and that will be a brief pistol round. You don't see that molly too often, running throw without showing yourself to connector, etc., which lands in window. It's nice to... You can still, if you're a CT, have an off angle towards short, so if you bounce a flashbang off the back window so it lands at the front, it would flash somebody off that angle. B splits are nice in pistol rounds. You can have one guy throw the smoke from connector from A ramp and then try to flank if the remainder are successful on the split to make things even more interesting. But here we are. Didn't work out, and it's just pistols and nothing else versus Pro. A P250 or 2 and a trio of Glocks versus the rifles from North. They've prioritized the rifles. Oh my God, all I see is red. All my friends are dead.
Lots of damage done. And at this point, Virtus.Pro desperate for any sort of kill they can find. Everyone's been wounded as they hold up for any CTs. Overextending, perhaps. Cadian waiting for a smoke opportunity. He's going to spot that now. Wait for the last possible moment to throw it when he detects him on the other side. There it is. They'll push through, and he's just baited them into it. That's what he wanted to happen. Going for the ace, and not quite going to get it. Down to 6 HP. Valda saves him pretty much in the end there. So lots of money farmed for Cadian. He's the AWPer as well, remember. So that's great stuff for him. As he manages to get 6k total now. AKs are coming out. He might be tempted to upgrade to the AWP if he is that way inclined, just to boost their chances. What we call this a bonus round these days. Doesn't look like he wants to do it. Wants to stay on the MP9 and keep the money as strong as possible. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of bringing out the AWP, but we'll see if they want to go something aggressive here. Stack, perhaps. We will see.
Virtus.Pro, 1 round behind. Better equipped than their opponent. If North lose this round, it might be eco territory for them.
They should be okay.
2-man push of the ramp position. It's a good way to make the best out of the shortcomings of this buy. 2 SMGs on the side. Now, the one and only moving towards A ramp by himself with the bomb. Timing will be very interesting because if the players through connector make a play towards A, maybe they pull the players away from ramp, but the bomb could be lost. Oh, what's going on there? He has got to be looking at the radar. Surely slow. He had the jump there. Now Gade can try and do the same. He's got to get this frag. Meanwhile, there's 2 players coming in at connector position. He has no idea. Just jet shot in the back, and that might just be the round. I don't know. It looks like they outmaneuvered at present. Off angle from Mihu, the master of the short position, and Valde is all that remains for North.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
It's gone wrong, hasn't it?
As you say, like it's important to have players in positions that are deep like that when you have little utility or good weapons, just because you can't play retake on A with if you don't have the nades. So you have to cut down the push, the numbers before the players get into the bomb site. And if Cadian should be getting that frag, and that would probably be the round most likely because they've got the bomb.
Yep.
He gets an upgrade on the AK. They can set up around it. His teammates know how to position. So that sucks.
Yeah, it's
that really
not ideal.
sucks.
If they save the FAMAS though, like we said, Cadian can buy the AWP next round. They'll buy up around it. There'll be certainly some holes to plug, but could have done a few more kills here, to be honest. And that's why those sort of rounds, if you don't win them, you want those SMGs to find like 2 kills, potentially get $600 per player. But the fact that you get 1 really isn't ideal. But they say the FAMAS, that'll be dropped, I'd assume, and the AWP will come out. You're right, that moment he looked like he was a little bit otherwise preoccupied. We'll see whether it'll be the AWP coming out or a more modest investment with the wealth being shared. So they'll take a timeout. So FAMAS for AZ, Vada and Kiabi at the M4s. And you can see that price difference now. When it comes down to the crunch time, at this point you desperately need all the smokes you can get. You might get the M4 over the AUG. So starting to see that slight adjustment come into effect here. People trying to save a little bit of cash where they can. So the AWP almost a certainty here. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't pick it up now.
I think Alu is one of the more effective snipers on CT side of Mirage. with expecting Window to be smoked off consistently. He is one of the guys who manages to still consistently find frags around the A bomb site, for example. I'm curious to see if Cadian can do the same. 7 seconds left. He hasn't bought just yet. Let's see what he does. There's AWP. He goes for a smoke, a HE, and 2 flashbangs. Doesn't opt for a Molotov. It's nice to be able to hold your mollies on A. So if there is an A with smokes, you can just drop one on ramp, or if you're by jungle, you can drop one on Tetris. So it's hard for the T's to stand in a choke point. Indeed, Virtus.Pro do invite some counter grenades from North. Look at this rotation. 4 of the 5 players moving straight into the A bomb site. They are believers. Virtus.Pro with a delayed push. Not going through the choke point just yet. There's a flash, and now they start to spread, but the smokes have come and gone for the most part. Around the choke point, still Virtus.Pro. That's where the molly might come in handy. Makes it hard for them to stand with cover. Cadian creeping, double scoping, spotting 2 players, tagging one of them, going again. But the one and only has the angle. He's been dropped now. Mihu taken down. Trades for both sides, 3v3. Dade trying to move around a triple position, trying to stop a bomb plant from happening. There is the, well, Bayali taken out. The one and only dropping the bomb to the floor, and Snacks will fall as well. 2 players surviving for North. That FAMAS won't get upgraded, which kind of sucks, but at least they won the round.
Yeah, it's actually looking like VP got a bit more out of that than I was expecting. It looked like North had a full read as to what was happening. It took Valda getting 3 kills to close it out, but 2 players survive. They find double digits first, and at this point, Virtus.Pro will take a tactical timeout. Remember, this week and this format is different to previous seasons. It's week-by-week cups, and the first day is the quarterfinals, essentially. And this is against North and VP in a single elimination best of 3. So lose this, you're out of contention to going towards the finals in June happening in London. Tickets available now, by the way. And you'd have to come back next week and attempt the bracket once again. So a lot on the line here. It's not like a traditional online best of 1, for example. You need to make sure you're winning these. You take your tactical timeouts and utilize everything you have within your arsenal. And they're going to force buy here. 3 AKs, a P250 on Snatchy. So I can get the AK armor as well, with not much else to go with it. A flashbang at best. We'll see if that's the way he's going towards. There it is, the flash. 10-9, round 20. And they know if they can win this, they've really shattered the money on North. So still a lot to play for in this big round.
Very fast boost into a short position. Nobody top mid though. Virtus.Pro just waiting out the response from North. 2 players creeping past the carpet shop. Not open for business. Fade away.
Nice.
HE grenade at the feet of Snacks. Not comfortable, those shoes. The bomb once again waiting a ramp. Being joined by Bayali. Looks like a simple split of the A bomb site from Virtus.Pro.
Looks like it could go very well actually for them, just because there's a clean passage for the players on the ramp to get up and through. It's really Gade. He's the linchpin for the defense, because North are pushing to be apartments. There is a timing window here, which is very favorable for Virtus.Pro, which is kind of about now. Because as we can see, North are now rotating towards A because they have the info to realize it's definitely not B. Toa goes through, gets caught out again. Perhaps that timing window has just purely been missed here by Virtus.Pro. It's too slow to the credits of North and their proactiveness. Snacks can only do so much now, alone against 4. And North just outpacing their opponents.
Yeah, just bleeding them dry. Nothing really can be done here by Snacks. 21 kills to his name, posting big numbers again. But it's not enough. It will be the lackluster weaponry of North upgraded now as AZ gets the final frag, 11-9. That was a force buy. Virtus.Pro spiral into an eco here as their chances of winning this map become slimmer and slimmer as each round passes. Currently 4-1 in the second half. They picked up that 3rd round. That was it. Now I have to take the eco here. So in terms of loss bonus, not really enough to justify much of a partial investment. They get a smoke each. P250s, probably the same approach we saw from North, something towards middle or B. Smokes down already, suggest they'll send some mid smokes in. See if they can get up towards that connector perhaps, we'll see.
Fast approach into middle with the pistols to see if the PD-50s can get any damage. A well-timed smoke coming in from Cadian. Just about misses that, though. I think his gun perhaps was spotted from the T perspective and snatchy straight through the window. Now, maybe something can be done, but Kiabi will once again control window for his team. And Valde will replenish control of the connector positions. So they got us FAMAS, and they're running back to A ramp now. This is actually kind of interesting. With Gaydats, with that AUG on ticket, I don't know that they can do much, though.
That's the main problem here. They have no flashes to even get his crosshair away from the position. If they contact this, they're done for. They need to pounce. They can't walk in. They need to get ready by the steps, and all four need to go in at the same time. Let's see if that happens. Getting ready.
Dear.
Oh, Incendiary will hold them off for a good 7 seconds there, but still, you can't really change the plan. You're committed to this. Hopefully, it will be enough, and they will explode together now. And we're off. Will they even get a trade here? I'm not sure. Looks like Gade is in a great position. Takes a lot of damage, but gives just as good as he receives. He's trying to deny the plant now north as VP desperately try and cross towards the bomb site. It looks like it's well held, and indeed it is. Kiabi will find the final 2 frags there. It goes 12-9 as the money comes back in favor for VP. Can't really justify the AWP on Snatchy. He'll go for an AK instead. He had 5k, but on a map like Mirage, you kind of want a utility at least and some protection from aggressive CTs or grenades that can be set into your positions.
They actually could have got a plant there, but the problem was that Toa had the bomb and the FAMAS.
Yeah.
So he was trying to hold an angle with the FAMAS, and the other guy with the PT-50 is just kind of like standing there, not doing anything. So that could have been optimized slightly, perhaps. If you wanna nitpick. We like a bit of nitpicking every so often.
He doesn't.
So mid control coming in, mid pressure coming in for control of that position. Cadian with an AWP. You don't expect that to be just sitting, just waiting for you. That's never nice to receive.
Yeah, it's a nice position for the AWPers to drop in a couple of times a half. It's worked out to get the kill on Bialy, who's been very slow today. 8 and 18 now. He had similar numbers on the previous map of Train as well. As we'll now see Mihu bring them something to the table. That's 1 kill and a 4-on-3. He's been tagged to 51, and Snacks will have to take matters into his own hands. Sneaks into the connector. Unprotected for now. Can't control the spray. Org will take him down a range. And Toe up in the apartments with a flashbang and a Molotov. Has to try and save the day. That's brave from Gade. He's been spotted and didn't really have to make that commitment. Hasn't opened up the A side completely. Cadian holds CT spawn with the AWP.
CT Herd repositioning to jungle position, which compromises what Mihu can do. He'll have to go for the fight to help his teammate who's been spotted in Palace. Doesn't work out for him. Cadian will finish the job off with the USP. It's not looking good for Virtus.Pro in this second half. Only 1 round from 7. And North are 3 rounds away from victory. So they need to figure something out quickly. Otherwise, they are going to be eliminated in the next few minutes, basically.
Yeah, you're right. 4th stage loss bonus, 4k per player. Timeout again. See, this means a lot for the Poles. It's the fragging department. Bialy 8 and 18. Snacks with more this time, but Snatchy, a player we expect on Mirage, especially a bit of a staple of his. He's 10 and 18. Hasn't really been able to get going at all. He's had opportunities to buy the AWP on the T-Hut side, but it's always been about 5k. Investing quite a lot here again. He's gone for P250, Kevlar and helmet, and utility. So still going to struggle as the game develops. But they are going to see what they can do with this force buy. 3 AK-47s. Bialy will join them. He gets AK, Kevlar, no utility. So do or die time. Lose this round. I just don't see there's much chance of them coming back into it, especially if there's no plant here. They'll throw their smokes in towards middle and try and suggest it's going to be a mid play, but all 5 players head towards the A ramp. Nade received. Toa takes the majority of the damage. And it looks like the CTs are very ready for this.
Trade game will favour North. Oh, the flashbang's perfect. They don't see each other for a while, but they get there eventually. Awkward spot for Cadian. High risk to take a peek from there. Through the smoke, even higher risk. KRB and AZ remain. There's a chance for Virtus.Pro. Really is a narrow chance. Where that flashbang went off. 2 players spotted going towards the ramp position. Grenade deployed. Where is the 3rd guy? The one and only taking a grenade to the feet. Mihu's on the flag. That's the guy who's been missing, pulling his knife out maybe to save AZ. Denied, leaving Kiabi 1 versus 3. What does he choose to do? The money's a bit here and there for North. He may try to take out some players as they exit. There's no kit for Kiabi, no funny business to be had. Hiding in plain sight, really. Despite the struggles for Virtus.Pro, they will only be 3 rounds away at this point. There we go, Kiabi saving the AWP. Making his exit. So there could be a late resurgence from Virtus.Pro, a second wind in the second half.
Perhaps. The orb saved, though. That will persuade North to buy up into this round. That's the moment where they had an uncomfortable meeting towards the sandwich position. Mihu will find all the frags required there. That's his 3K. Very impactful frags. Currently 6-2 in the second half. VP find double digits as they finally get a decent buy together. Snatchy has the orb, the armor. Got 10 kills to his name now. As KD looks to challenge middle. Flash over. Smoke down. It's a very common smoke we're seeing now on the CT side. Sometimes followed up with aggression. Ideally, you throw it every single round. That's Cadian. He's ready for it. Might be happy with just the one, but he keeps peeking. Yeah, he did manage to hit a couple there, but still they answer back. Might have just wanted to take the advantage there, but he had backup from short. Felt like he could have done more with it. And they've snuck up towards short B. AZ might not be ready, but of course he is. Rails Mihu. They've got a 3-on-2 advantage here. Toa and Snacks need to work together to try and pull this round back in their favor.
At least it's a 2 versus 3 with so much time. They could, if they cut noise, you know, they could be anywhere as far as the CTs are concerned. You got to be so careful here that Toa, for example, does not show himself and get caught in a position where his teammate's too far away to trade. That would be an absolute disaster. They will now go in very slowly towards this B bomb side, trying to play at contact. But AZ has been pretty dangerous, and we have no reason to doubt that he won't be up for the task. And there's a timer on this, because that flank is coming in from the underpass from Valde. They absolutely have to kill AZ very quickly. He takes contact, he falls back, he plays with Valde in that way. Valde on the pincer movement with that silenced M4. Molotovs come out, but actually Valde in throwing that might lock himself away. But it looks like with that kill, Snacks is in fact the one that will be locked away. 14-10, North looking very good now. And there is still life in Virtus.Pro, but it's going to be such a slog to get back into the game.
It really will, Dan.
I think there was maybe an opportunity, I mean, it's easy to say when you're not at risk of losing and being eliminated, for the one and only to go through the smoke in B apps, because the CTs had lost a CT on the short position, and they heard the other guy, the other CT, kind of close towards short. So I think if you know who's playing where, then maybe there's a low likelihood of someone being behind that smoke, but here we are. Virtus.Pro 4 rounds behind North. This is a must-win situation. They have a $500 in the bank across 5 people. So they really, really need to win this round. And then some. It's Kiabi's turn to be a menace in the short B position. Virtus.Pro slow to move up top mid, but looks like Mihu and the one and only will start moving soon.
And the Snacks knows what that smoke on Cat from the CT means. Looking up towards that fence. But it's all a lie. Kirby sitting in the dark corner of the ladder room as Virtus.Pro begin to take control towards Connector. 3 players on this A bomb side here for North. Definitely holes to be found towards B, but not something that Virtus.Pro can know just yet. In this position, this frag is everything. Can Mihu find this? Oh, does he see a pixel there or not? I don't think so. Oh, and it might be a... Oh my god, how does he get nothing? That is a disaster.
Yeah, that was a double kill all day long. They protect each other, negate the damage, and somehow get the opening pick. 20 seconds remain, however, and we have got a bit of an ace stack here. Varda towards the shadow, and his teammates on the bomb side as well. If he gets another, there's a serious chance here. All Gate has to do is deny the plant, and the round is theirs. AZ's helping out. They're low HP. I think they've done enough here. This is a North round all day long. There's no chance of a plant, and Toa knows it. He'll go for it, and Gate, 1 kill, job done. He just needs to survive here, which he will. A little bit touch and go with Mihu on the charge, but he actually manages to remove all the money as well. That's huge. 15-10 and no cash from Mihu.
These pros are good for this game, mate.
Wow.
$600 feels real bad. You can't even, not even the 650.
Yeah, can't even get Kevlar.
That is so awful, man.
So you can't even be dropped much. Like, you're just like, well, guys, can I have I'll buy my own pistol and smoke. That's all I can get. That's it.
It's less than you get on the pistol round.
Yep.
Oh dear. Well, 6 grenades to work with as well, 2 of which are smokes. Snatchy, Bialy on the extremities of the map, looking for picks perhaps. Find something for the team. It does look like North, although it's been a very close affair, it does look like they're about to close this one out. They have all the advantages working in their favor. AZ goes deep into B apartments. That allows North to feel confident, stacking towards the A side of the map. All the players, all the guns, all the positions, but that might be a complication.
2 players on, 1 player on the pistol. Never mind, everyone else has got a rifle. Oh god, they've got too many man, too much position. I don't know if Virtus.Pro can turn this around. They do have a minute. They can wait out these smokes. They're only a man down. They need to pop heads. There's the first one. Not the second though. Snatch, you know, so one of the 2 players is caught on the rotation. But where is AZ? That is a question for Snatchy. He's got a high flashbang. It seems to do the job. He's got the information now. Great play already by him. He can plant default with no risk. He has to clutch this. Otherwise, Virtus.Pro are done for the week. AZ's made his way into the jungle position. I don't think Snatchy expects this. Oh, keep your gun out, please. Ooh. No fear from Snatchy. Oh, God.
It continues and the money's been broken.
Oh my
Overtime
cold-blooded
on the cards. You might as well force this as well. They're not buying next round. So, there we have it. It is Snatchy winning an all-important frag. Toa with 2 of the frags before, and somehow they keep their head above water, and they're not forcing this. So, they're going to get 1,900 each next round. That still won't be enough to a buy. This is like double eco.
I guess, like, well, if they do double eco, 2 full double ecos, they can have 2 full buys
Yeah.
back to back. So that's 2 chances to close the game for overtime. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh,
no.
That's 2 AKs collected, but Bialy's in position.
No.
He's got to get a kill from that, though.
No.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. An elbow spotted. And
Let's go B.
AZ's been sitting on B this entire time. He's got a USP. However, with only 2 players, they can't check everything. They do have, actually, they do have time, but... Oh, God, this is going to be interesting.
If he gets 1, I think they win the game. But it's unlikely. He got the USP. He has to be super smart about this.
They have to clear the whole side. There's no choice. Oh, no.
They're not checking bench.
Oh, my God. What a shot.
What?
What?
Oh, it's absolutely...
How has he done that USP only?
an embarrassing finish there for VP.
God.
They don't check the bench out of all the positions. How fair play. That first shot was great. But how the fuck to come out on top of that?
AZ, you monster.
Unreal. Well, full eco leads to wins, apparently. There it is. That's unreal. I have never seen anything like it. So it starts off... Oh, this was, I thought it was a replay of the final round. It was not. This is a replay of the entire game. It will be North making their way to the semi-final. We'll break that down a little bit later on. But Virtus.Pro, after 3 enthralling maps there, will crash out in the second week once again. They managed to get another map. Remember, they got a map against FaZe last week. This time they get a map versus North. They're yet to win a series. So agonizing for them. They just can't get over the finish line. Deep in the game again. But James, I think you mentioned it. The fact that individuals are performing, the ones who really need to see, Bialy especially, dropping off for 2 maps as MIA is just not going to be good enough. Snack certainly didn't. He had some amazing moments, and Cadian was looking pretty special on Mirage as well. But Valda, I think for me, takes MVP of the series. So strong. Gade was up there as well. Fantastic performance from the team. They moved to the semi-finals, and VP will crash out. They gave it their absolute everything, though, especially Snatchy on the rifle to keep them in the game. To then lose to a full eco was very disappointing indeed. This finish, I didn't have head armor, that's why I went down so quickly. And then somehow AZ closes it out. Here are your stats. It is Gade at the top. Great stuff from him as he manages to get 26 and 4. Kiabi 22, Valda 21. At the very top is Snacks again, Mihu. Those are the names you do want at the top, to be fair, as we'll see Bialy at the very bottom. Great game, guys. Another good one for the week.
Absolutely. Let's speed it along.
Yes, let's do that. We can have a very quick look at the bracket. We had the other game playing off stream as well, so we'll have a look as to how that looks, and then we will be bringing you the next game, which is going to be Mouse versus Fnatic. We screwed it up. Yeah. So we have got Avangard that will be moving ahead, and
Standard.
then North as well. So
That'd be
it's
the
fine.
rematch.
We could drop it off. You get it. The bracket should have been updated, but you kind of get a visual representation of who won. So there you go. Avangard B4. That's all the information we needed. And that is the end of this game. We do have Fnatic versus Mouse Sports next, a new look Mouse Sports. That's going to be fantastic. We'll be right back.